Hello, this is Pete the Tech Guy, and this is the latest of my short commentaries. If you like the short commentaries you see, feel free to give them an up arrow on YouTube, and of course check me out at DaTechGuyblog.com, at Your Pure Intentions every Saturday at noon on WQPH Radio. And if you really like what you see, please consider hitting the tip jar at DaTechGuyblog.com or subscribing, because that'll help me out until the day YouTube eventually bans me, assuming they don't ban me for this video. Well, I'm going to tell you a story. Thursday past, I was at Mass, and we came to the point at Mass where the priest or deacon says, "Let us offer each other a sign of peace." Now, in the old days, it had been just those words. But since COVID, for a long time, that was never said because of COVID, and offering each other a sign of peace has been replaced with, "Let us offer each other a safe sign of peace." Now, when I turned around, standing behind me was a fellow I've known for about 10 years, a friend of mine here at church. And I instinctively, without thinking, instead of waving, as I did to some of the people farther away, put out my hand like this. Do you know what the other person did? He put out his hand too, and he shaked it. We shook hands. Now, he's not vaccinated, and I'm not vaccinated. Yet we still shook hands in a public place, even though we're not family members. It was such a daring thing that yesterday at Sunday Mass, I found myself sitting in front of him again. And when the deacon announced, "Let us offer each other a safe sign of peace," we turned around and faced each other and shook hands, because we decided that that was a safe sign of peace. So now I'm going to offer one of the most daring things I have offered here on YouTube. The Handshake Challenge. Yes, this most daring and erudite customs that many of you have not seen for the last couple of years. It's actually very simple. What you do is you take your hand, usually your right hand. I've seen it done with the left hand very rarely. And you extend it to another person. And that other person extends their hand and takes your hand in it. You grip each other's hands and you move it up and down. That's called a handshake. And until March of 2020, it was a very common type of greeting. But since the scourge of COVID came, handshakes have been considered terrible. Now we have occasional fist bumps or elbow bumps from people at work and so forth, or just waving. Well, the time has come to assert normalcy. The time has come to assert the idea that we're going to live our lives again as normal human beings. And I submit and suggest that the best way to begin is by the Handshake Challenge. When someone says hello, extend your hand and offer them the chance to shake your hand. And if they offer their hand in return, take it and shake it. Don't ask for a vaccination status. Don't ask for a complete list of their things. Just shake hands. Now, I should point out that there are occasions when shaking hands are not appropriate. Now, if you actually have COVID, or the person in front of you actually has COVID, or any communicable disease, it's not proper to shake hands. If you know your hands are filthy, or if you've gone to the bathroom and haven't washed your hands, or anything of that nature, you should not offer your hand to shake. And if a person is so beyond the pale, or the actions of a person is so beyond the pale, that you do not want to give legitimacy to their actions, where shaking a hand would confer legitimacy to such a person, such as, any of the people in charge of the Afghan policy in the Joint Chiefs of Staff, for example, then it is perfectly appropriate not to offer the Handshake Challenge. But absent those things, now's the time to do something daring, do something wild, do something that will shock the people around you. I'm sure this might catch on. So if you're willing, if you're daring, if you've got the guts, the Handshake Challenge is for you. And I submit and suggest that until we do something like this, until we reassert normalcy, we will not get normalcy. And I further submit and suggest that the Handshake Challenge is an important first step in regaining our freedom, not just as Americans, but as human beings. Well, that's it for this commentary. I hope you liked it. Again, if you liked it, give the video an up arrow. If you like what you see in general, head down to DaTechGuyblog.com, DaTechGuy blog.com. I have a piece on the Handshake Challenge going up on Monday that'll include this video. If you really like it, then consider hitting the tip jar and help pay my hosting fees and so forth. And you better do it fast before YouTube eventually gets around to banning me. Till then, this is Pete the Tech Guy saying goodbye and God bless you all.